This week on the Jock and Nerd podcast, we're taking the final four from our 80s, 90s, and 21st century action movie tournament, throwing in some Hong Kong action, and have them battle it out for the title of greatest action movie of all time. John Bellotti Jr. joins us to guest judge and to tell us about his fun event celebrating Japanese giant monsters called Kaiju Brooklyn next month. All that in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Monday, September 11th, 2023.
This is Frank Grillo. You know me. But who are you? Are you the discerning, sophisticated type of person who enjoys all the latest comic book and superhero TV and movie news? Pop culture references, witty banter? Me neither. I'm just here for the dick jokes.
Check. Check one. Alright. This is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up. Jock it, we heard it. We funny, disturbing. We jock it, we heard it. Spoiler alert. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. What's up, listener? Thanks for joining us and welcome to the Jock and Nerd podcast, where we give you comic book and superhero TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose.
Jock and Nerd.
My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's the nerd.
Joining us, of course, this guy does his own stunts and he has enormous genitals. It's Rug Boy.
Well,
What's up,
enormous
Rugs?
genitals for a puppet, Imran.
Yeah, so
That's-
really they're tiny, but
They're smaller than your dick, which is hard to do.
Yeah, it's like 1/16 scale. It's still really
Yeah.
big, though. You'd be surprised.
But like, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of my 2.5 inches.
Yeah, no, that's for a puppet. You're packing.
Soft, I mean, soft. Okay.
Yikes. All right, we got the dick joke out of the way.
Oh my God, everyone's offended now.
Also joining us on this very special episode, you know him as the admin to our Facebook group, Jock and Nerd Nation. He is also a very talented illustrator and a resident opinionated New Yorker. It's John Bellotti Jr. What's up, Bellotti?
Hi, guys. How are you?
Did you call him our resident New Yorker?
Resident opinionated New Yorker.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, I have no opinion.
No, well,
None whatsoever.
I'm not. You're
I'm not a resident.
he's not a resident.
He's not a resident.
freeload.
He's an
Yeah.
alien.
He's somewhere else.
Yeah.
I'm an illegal alien. Yeah.
He is an illegal alien. Absolutely. Seen his green card.
I have a brown card. Yeah.
His brown card. Bellotti, thanks for singing the theme song along. How you doing? Before we begin, quick Hollywood strike update. They're still on strike.
Oh, shit.
So we'll get into that later. But how you been? Everything's good over there?
Everything's good. I'm a little busy. I got a little something going on over here in Brooklyn.
That's nice.
Little kaiju size event
Ooh, that's
going
a
on.
tease. That's a tease for later in the episode.
Oh, yeah.
Teasing the
Okay.
kaiju balls right there.
No, I opened up a pizza place. What the hell was the matter with you? Why would you
I
eat-
see. Bellotti slice. Like the Bellotti slice.
I wish.
All right. You've seen the title here, listener. We got a very special action movie tournament. I'm going to play the stinger, Anthony. I'm going to hand it over to you. All right. You ready? Prepare. Here we go. Let's get into the tournament.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Last Action Tourney. My name is Anthony, your guest host for today. And the three contestants are Imran the nerd. Say hello, Imran.
Hello, Imran.
Rug Boy the trash puppet.
What's up, motherfuckers?
And the resident Godzilla guy, John Bellotti Jr.
How you doing? This is John Bellotti here from Brooklyn.
He's your resident opinionated New Yorker.
That's
I
right.
got lots of opinions.
That's right.
I don't know why I started it like that, but here we go. So this is the Last Action Tournament, as I had mentioned, and we've had so much fun doing these tourneys that we decided we're going to do one more recapping the last 4 decades of action movies. A little over 4 decades, because we stopped at some random time in 2023, and that was our cutoff point. I think it was after John Wick 4 came out. And to recap, what we're doing for this tournament is we're taking the top 4 winners from the 80s tournament, the 90s tournament, the 21st century tournament, and we're taking 4 foreign movies, 2 from the 80s and 2 from the 90s. And the reason why we're doing that is because in the 80s and 90s we excluded foreign movies, and Bellotti cried so many tears in retrospect because we didn't include these movies, so we included them here. The 4 80s and 90s movies, just to recap, that we included are The Killer, Police Story, Hard Boiled, and Police Story 3, a.k.a. Super Cop. And then to recap the previous other tourneys, the 80s action movie tourney was Roadhouse, Robocop, Aliens, and Predator. 90s tourney is Terminator 2, The Matrix, Hard Target, and Total Recall. And the 21st century action tourney is The Raid, Mission Impossible, Fallout, John Wick 4, and Mad Max Fury Road.
Man, wow.
So this is going to be a pretty epic tournament. What I did was I basically created 4 pods where I took one movie from each little mini tournament and put them together. So we have all new fresh matchups in the first and second round.
Wow.
And because these movies are spanning over 40 years, the criteria is pretty simple. There is no criteria. Whatever you guys think is better is better. You can think about what has more action, what has better story, what had bigger impact, whatever means more to you, whatever gets your dick wet, whatever it is.
Whoa!
Hey. This is you choose what you want in each matchup. And like I mentioned earlier, this is recapping everything. So we have some of the biggest names in action movie history in here. We have Schwarzenegger, we have Swayze, we have Jackie Chan, Keanu Reeves, Tom Hardy, Schwarzenegger again, Iko Uwais, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Ellen Ripley, a.k.a. Sigourney Weaver, Chow Yun-Fat, Peter Weller, and even Mr. Tom Cruise. So if you guys are ready to get started.
Stallone missing for some reason.
Stallone never made it to this far. Yeah. So he had some good movies, but none of them were the all-timers that these ones are in this tournament. So if you guys are ready, we can jump into this and get started.
Let's do it.
I'm ready. I was born ready.
All right. Well, we're doing the usual thing here where it's best 2 out of 3 on votes. So we'll start with our guest today, Mr. Jonathan Bellotti Jr. We're starting with you.
Okay.
And the first matchup of the last action tourney is T2 Judgment Day versus Roadhouse.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Right out of the gate.
Oh,
you are no holds barred, motherfucker.
Wow. And I'm not announcing. There's no seeds in this because I feel like these are all in the same class. So
T2 against Roadhouse.
Yep.
How do you? No,
not even fair.
This isn't even a competition.
These are all winners already.
Yes.
So we have to say that. These already won.
They already won. Yeah.
I know, which is Roadhouse now it's is like the Cinderella of the
This
80s.
is just splitting pubic hair at this point.
Roadhouse, that still makes me laugh from that first tournament that it was at a Cinderella run.
That was a great run. It was
that
the
and Hard
best
Target.
run.
I think about it and I just laugh. So, like, in retrospect, I remember I was talking to my brother about this tournament, and when I told him T2 was the winner, he called bullshit on it. I said, why? He goes, because there's no action in it. I said, yeah, you're kind of right. I mean, it's more of a dramatic movie and a sci-fi than action. So if I'm going with action, I mean, like you think Roadhouse, right? But if you think like quality movie, it's T2. But fuck it, I'm going to go Roadhouse.
Oh,
Jesus.
Wow. That's wow.
There's more action.
Wow.
No, you know what? No. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
Oh, Bellotti, what are you doing?
I don't know what to do. I don't, because this is
I
like,
mean, one has more explosions and shooting.
T2 has some good action. 2 big chase scenes.
Yeah.
I know, but
Car
T2
stunts.
is. I'm going to go with T2. I'm going with T2. This is going to be the whole tournament, by the way.
He's fucking mad with us now.
All right,
Yeah.
T2 is. Wait, sure? we sure about this, Bellotti?
I don't know.
All right, we're going to go.
I'm very unsure.
T2 up 1-0. Imran,
Oh, no.
who you got?
Yeah, you deal with it now.
Oh, God. I mean, on the one hand, you got Patrick Swayze kicking the shit up like a middle-aged man with his karate. And you got him ripping throats out. Oh, God.
I fuck guys like you in prison.
Yeah, there's great line. The whole be nice sequence. I want you to be nice till I tell you it's not time to be nice. There's action in T2, though. Come on. There's absolutely action.
Iconic action. Iconic.
Yes. Changed, movies for the rest of the decade. You never saw. Come on. It's got shit like a liquid Terminator. You never saw shit like that before. I never saw Patrick Swayze ripping anybody's throats out either. But Do I want to have fun with this and make Rug Boy suffer a little bit starting right out? I think I will.
Ah, Jesus.
I think I'm going to put it in a tie and say Roadhouse.
All right, Roadhouse.
Oh,
1
this
to 1.
just got interesting. I could fuck this whole thing up right now. Now, like, I love Roadhouse. I'm one of the reasons it had a Cinderella run.
You are.
It is a silly, underappreciated masterpiece that contains all of the extremes. Like, you got throat ripping. It's an adult film, basically. There's people banging in it. There's women stripping. There's blind guys playing guitars with getting beers thrown at them. There's a bromance between Sam Elliott and Patrick Swayze. There's just all kinds of this naked karate. I don't know. There's all kinds of things. That Roadhouse is great. But I have to say that even though both movies had big impact, it's undeniable that Terminator 2 is one of like the pillars of the action film. It has the quintessential action star, probably at his best. And James Cameron kind of just opening up this whole genre. So it's got to go to T2. Unfortunately, I love Roadhouse. Even Patrick Swayze's mullet and ass cheeks couldn't save it from the power of Arnold and Cameron combined.
T2, moving on in the first matchup of the action movie tourney, the last action movie tourney. Well, we'll go in reverse order this time. So, Ruggs, we'll start with you. The next matchup in this pod, Police Story versus John Wick Chapter 4.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Boy.
Well, you know what? These are all going to be like this. We just have to
It really is.
You get it to grin and bear it.
Yeah.
These are all movies that we love. Police Story is another one that was the trendsetter, right? The level of action stunts, everything that Jackie Chan was putting into this, the comedy. Yeah, it was before its time. It was like movies are still trying to catch up to this movie. And what's the other one?
What are you talking about?
John Wick 4?
John Wick 4.
Oh, man, John Wick 4 is great too, but wow, I mean, it's an epic film. Yeah, one is an epic like sequel that they spent a shitload of money on. And I don't know. I'm gonna go for Police Story.
Oh shit!
Whoa, Police Story up 1-0.
Yeah, just because the OGs, I always gotta give props to the OGs.
You know, I want to. It would be fun to go to Imran because he'd be next, but John Bellotti Jr. has to speak on Police Story versus John Wick Chapter 4, so he's next.
Okay,
John, go ahead.
You don't get John Wick 4 without Police Story. That's the thing. Like, you don't get a ton of movies without Police Story, right? But Police Story's a little janky, when you look back at it. Some of it's a little,
It leans goofball at times.
Yeah, it is a goofy movie.
And in fact, I love the opening and the end, but that middle just fucking drags.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. And like, no one talks about it just because they're so enamored with like the glass story ending, as they call it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm a big proponent of part 2 and 3 over 1.
Okay.
But part 2, like what they do well, they did really, really well. Right. And John Wick, for all intents and purposes, is a masterpiece of an action film. Super slick, super stylized, gorgeous to look at. But, Johnny gets a little repetitive at some parts. The action in those movies tends to drag on. Where Jackie is, he's a maestro. There's a beginning, there's a middle, and an end to all of his fight sequences. There's a crescendo, and there's always a climax. And I'm going to go with Police Story on this one.
Oh, shit.
Ooh, Police Story. The old schoolers.
Yeah.
Jumping ahead. All right,
you just got to remember how many movies fucking stole from Police Story.
That's true.
Well, yeah.
So many.
I mean,
That's
John
true.
Wick has 4 movies, and this one has the one. I mean, it's the first one. I mean,
Right.
like that. It's not building off of anything.
Yeah, no, these are all going to be, it's really comes down to personal preference because we're comparing, these movies are nearly 40 years apart.
Yeah.
Imran,
Yes.
next matchup. The Matrix
Okay.
versus Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
Minga. Oofa. This guy over here.
Mad Max. Splendid.
Oh.
Splendid.
I know Kung Fu.
I was watching clips of all these movies to get ready for this, and I love The Matrix. The Matrix, again, it's the direct line from John Woo, the gun fu he started in Hong Kong, and the part Jackie Chan stuff, all fed into an incredible movie at the end of the 90s that brought bullet time and new things, shit we'd never seen. I fucking lost it when I saw that movie. Mad Max, though, even watching the clips of like just the scenes, I'm like gripping the seat I'm sitting in. It is the whole movie is just pulse pounding action nonstop, very little dialogue the whole time. Practical effects. The vehicles are amazing. They're like characters on their own. Oh, fuck. But I love The Matrix for its influence. Shit. I'm going to go.
Don't fuck this up.
I might fuck it up, Bellotti, because.
Don't fuck it up.
I'm going to say.
Don't you do it, you motherfucker, you.
I'm going to give it to.
Don't do it.
The Matrix.
You motherfucker.
As my
I knew he was
little
gonna
more
do that.
favorite over. But Fury Road, it's an amazing practical action movie. This is so hard.
man.
No, that's hard. Rug Boy.
well,
I have faith in you.
I'll tell you what. They're both great movies. The Matrix. I'll tell you what. The Matrix spawned an entire, like I would say, decades worth of, for me, contemplating all of this stuff that was explored in The Matrix. It was an action film, but it was really a philosophical exploration. The Animatrix added to it. So it started this whole like genre or world that I became immersed in. The video game, all this stuff. So I feel like the impact was just bigger. But Mad Max has the best meme. That's bait. All right? You can't go on Twitter without seeing Mad Max going, that's bait. All right? And I think that's almost more culturally relevant now. So I'm still going to pick The Matrix.
Oh,
Matrix.
shit.
Oh my god.
Moving on.
That's bullshit.
I know Bellotti loves Mad Max.
I love Mad Max. I love it. It's a great movie. And it's got boobs in it.
It is.
Let me say this one thing.
Yes.
First of all, Fury Road is better. But second of all, The Matrix is a copy of like 10 other movies, right? And then every other movie copied The Matrix. No fucking movie has copied Fury Road.
Yeah.
It stands alone from all those other movies.
Well, no, there was a Mad Max movie before that. It was Mad
that's
Max.
all you have. That's all you have. It's the Mad Max movies. No other movie
I'm
even
sure
attempted.
John, I'm sure you can go back and find some manga that fucking the original Mad Max copied, or you can go back to like Heavy Metal magazine and find something that it could pull from in the same way that the Matrix pulls from manga. I bet you $1 million.
I'm going to research this, and I'm going to do a whole podcast.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Well, John Bellotti, as the kids say, John Bellotti is giving Mad Max Fury Road its flowers, but its flowers are dead because The Matrix is moving on.
That's
So
right.
We'll start with you, Bellotti, for this one. And you're going to really love this matchup. I know it. I just fucking know it. Ready, Bellots?
Sure.
Predator versus Police Story 3 Super Cop.
Oh,
Wow, that's a good one. Not really. Predator versus Police Story 3.
Super Cop.
Yeah. You know, I have yet to see the Chinese cut of Police Story 3, and I keep forgetting to track it down. So I keep seeing that stupid Weinstein cut.
That's the one I just watched prior to the show, and I
Yeah,
wish
but
I
how
could have
is it
seen
different?
it in Chinese.
It's, well, they cut a lot. They cut
It's 4
stuff
minutes
out.
less, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's like the bad intro. It's like,
It does start weird.
It's awful. Yeah, it's really bad. And Jackie's voice, it just sounds awful. But it gave us Michelle Yeoh. Well, not really. She was around for much longer than that, but she reintroduced Michelle Yeoh to modern audiences. Predator Police Story 3. Damn. I gotta go with Police Story 3 is great. It just doesn't have the iconic stuff of part 1 and even part 2. So I'm gonna go with Predator for this one.
Oh shit.
Predator up 1-0. Rug Boy.
I love Super Cop, but it's definitely Predator. I'm not even going to try and explain. I mean, it's Predator is fucking, it's one of the best movies ever made, I would say. So
Predator. Moving on. Sorry, Michelle Yeoh.
And Jean-Claude Van Damme could have been in it.
Speaking of Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh.
Imran.
Oh boy.
Hard Target.
Oh, Hard Target.
Oh, here we go.
Versus The Raid.
Oh no.
Oh my God. Who's picking these matchups now?
This is bad.
Oh no. Again. You don't get The Raid without John Woo doing what he did in Hong Kong.
I think The Raid gets made without Hard Target being made. I don't know if Hard Target's the one that prompts it.
Not Hard Target. I'm talking about just John Woo's Hong Kong movies. Because it's very hard. Yes, but it is. It's solid. Again, it's a gun fu.
I think that Jean-Claude Van Damme's badassness in Hard Target influenced everything, whether they knew it or not. Okay.
I just love Ruggs in the background going, I don't know.
Man,
Imran, go ahead.
Okay. I love both of these movies. I think for sheer entertainment, The Raid has been copied and it is serious, and Hard Target has a lot of fun. Van Damme, mullet. Oh, just for Wilford Brimley. I'm gonna give it to Hard Target on this one.
Oh my God.
God.
Fuck it.
Hard
John Woo
Target.
deserves it.
Unbelievable.
That's insane.
John Bellotti Jr. Can we talk some sense into this?
Oh my God. Hard Target
Just to fuck with things.
over The Raid.
Well, there's still a vote there. There's still active votes there.
Yeah.
You don't see, the thing is, Hard Boiled's in this tournament, right?
Hard Boiled
Yes.
is also in this tournament.
You don't need Hard Target does not make it that far because you have Hard Boiled. I love Hard Target. I do. It's my favorite it's my favorite American John Woo movie by far. It really is. But he pretty much just took all his best action scene from Hard Boiled and put it in a Hard Target. Right?
Spin kicks.
With spin kicks, because he's like, okay, what can you do that Chow
And
Yun Fat
flips.
can't? Yeah.
Yeah.
What can you do that Chow can't?
And talking to birds. Yeah. Not just having birds.
Not just yes. Actually,
everything that's done. Let's talk about this for a second.
It's true.
Everything that's done in the John Woo movies in Japan, in China, is different. Like, they took it to another level. Like, Jean-Claude Van Damme's on fire. Like, he's doing things.
It's flipping through fire.
Yeah, Chow Yun Fat never had a mullet. Not once.
No, and nor do I want to see him.
No one
with
wants
the
to
mullet. I don't want to see. He's too cool. He doesn't need a mullet. He'll ruin it.
All right, do what you got to do.
What was
Jonathan?
The Raid. It's The Raid.
Ruggs,
But I will say Hard Target's an easier watch.
Yeah.
Than The
okay,
Raid.
fair.
That's
It
all.
is a little more light watch.
It's a light watch.
I feel like if you want to have fun and get the best, like John Woo has to offer with like the worst acting, like it's a confusing thing because it's not a good movie.
No.
It's one of those bad. It's so bad it's great movies, and it's just ridiculous. Clearly, the right movie is The Raid. It should win over Hard Target. So I'm going to give it to The Raid, but I mean, I still probably would watch Hard Target over The
I
Raid.
just did that for my boy Ralph Bravo. I had to.
That's a fair critique. I love Hard Target, but I might have flipped over this desk if it beat The Raid. just for what it's worth.
to give it a little.
You got to do the right thing every once in a while.
So once in a while, you got to do the right thing.
Yeah.
The Raid,
Even though it's more fun to just say you vote for the mullet. You know.
Ruggs, we'll start with you. The next matchup: Aliens versus The Killer.
Oh.
Okay, well, damn, this sucks. All right, so we still got Hard Boiled. Hard Boiled still in this.
Hard Boiled is still in this.
And that's like John Woo's like Chinese opus over there.
Yeah, the magnum opus or whatever the hell they call that shit.
The Killer is an amazing movie, though.
The Killer is a great melodramatic movie. It sets up like the great bromance. It's got intrigue and, you know, all this like mystery to it. But what's the other movie?
Aliens.
Aliens.
Another James Cameron fucking masterpiece.
Yeah.
I got to give it to Aliens because it is a marvel. Like that, the Queen at the end, the mech at the end, the get away from her, you bitch. Like just the way that is unheard of. Like at this point in time, John Woo was already making these movies and kind of, you know, setting the tone.
You've done a Better Tomorrow at this point already.
Yeah,
This was the second.
so I feel like Aliens is on a level that it was groundbreaking for its time and still holds up. Like to this day, like you could take Aliens and put it up like the latest sci-fi film, like Dune, and it still gives it a run for its money.
Mm-hmm.
So you could put The Killer and maybe another John Woo movie together, like Face Off and The Killer, maybe, you know, together. But like, yeah, it's got to go to Aliens.
Aliens up 1-0. We always got to let John talk for these big Hong Kong films.
That's
so you're
right.
next, John.
Yeah, I get to go.
You get to go.
Wow.
You're unleashed.
Wow. Unleashed a beast like Jet Li, our deceased action star Jet Li.
Is he still alive?
Taking it back to the 90s tournament. Aliens and the Killer, 2000s, yeah. Aliens and the Killer. You know, I'm going to go with the Killer.
Cool.
I'm going to tell you why. It just shouldn't surprise anybody. The Killer, when I saw that movie as a teenager, and I think, Emron, you sort of talked about this.
Yeah.
That fucking movie changed my life. That movie made me want to be a film director.
Yeah.
That's why I got into the film business, was John Woo movies. And look at me now, on strike and unemployed. But anyway, unemployed.
How'd that turn out for you?
How'd that turn out for you, you dummy? Unemployed, collecting toys. Anyway, so what you saw in The Killer, I mean, you kind of saw in some Hong Kong movies, but you never really saw at that level. I mean, it was basically a remake of a French film called Les Samurais, which was super stylized, and I highly recommend you guys watch it. It's on HBO Max. Elaine Delon is the lead.
Yeah.
And John Woo was enamored by that movie and wanted to make a modern retelling of it. And just like, there's no comparison. I mean, The Killer just sort of blows it out of the water. But stylistically, Les Samurais is amazing. However, Aliens is a sequel, and we kind of saw that already. You know, like you saw Alien, you saw, monster movies, but the whole heroic bloodshed thing was brand new in the 80s, pretty much. So, yeah, you just had stuff in there that was so hyper stylized and so just homoerotic.
There's a romance there.
Now you're turning me on it.
Yeah. Are your nipples hard?
So it's The Killer.
So it's The Killer. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Got it. Imran, up to you. You just saw The Killer maybe 5 minutes ago. No, maybe a couple weeks ago. But you've seen Aliens a lot of times. What's the pick here?
Oh man, this is tough. They're so different. I just did see The Killer, and really now understanding the influence John Woo had on the action movie genre is huge. There is another John Woo movie that has more crazier action than The Killer, but The Killer is poetic. Absolutely, I was blown away. But now, Aliens. This is a movie that gave me nightmares as a teenager. This is a movie that got me obsessed with this whole alien world. It's an amazing Cameron film. You have a strong female lead in 86 as a badass.
Yeah!
I mean, female lead. That is what sets this apart. While John Woo is giving you gun fu like nobody's ever seen, James Cameron makes this incredible war movie with aliens, and it's iconic. Game over, man. I mean, all this shit. I quote to this day, it's good. It has to be, sorry for me, Aliens. Sorry, The Killer. I love you.
Aliens
Picking
moving
aliens.
on, knocking the killer
Bellotti
out.
did his best.
He did.
I tried.
He did do his best.
I tried.
He did do his best.
That's all you could do.
Imran,
Oh boy.
next matchup,
Yes.
the second to last in the first round.
Alrighty.
Is an all Verhoeven matchup as we got RoboCop versus Total Recall.
Oh,
And I think it's say Showgirls.
RoboCop versus
RoboCop and
Showgirls.
Showgirls.
all the
Showgirls
way.
versus Starship Troopers.
Showgirls beats everything. Let me tell you.
No, RoboCop, Total
Roadhouse and Showgirls as a double feature would be the
Oh,
greatest.
that'd be fantastic. Wow. Okay. Paul Verhoeven with Arnold and with Peter Weller.
Recall. Weller. Yep.
RoboCop also. Fuck, dystopian future. The guy splatters on his windshield. That's fantastic. But then
You've got the splattering of the windshield, or have you got Arnold's eyes popping out of his head on Mars?
who are you? I'm you. You're me. I'm you. Who are you? Cohagen. I mean, some great lines from Arnold. Sharon Stone is in that one. And RoboCop, it's dark and disturbing when Murphy gets his arms blown off. Action-wise, what do I pick? Oh, fuck me. I'm going... Man, it's kind of like a toss-up here. Both dark dystopian. I'm going to go shit. I'm going to give it to RoboCop.
RoboCop up
Picking
1-0. You're just giving it to them just as a toss-up?
Yeah.
No reason? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Bellotti, what do you got?
What was it? RoboCop and what was the other one?
Total Recall.
Damn, I love both those movies.
I know.
So good. RoboCop, I mean, I don't know. Let's see. They both have something to say, but RoboCop has more to say. And Peter Weller is a real asshole in real life.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, big
Yeah,
time.
didn't know
Now
that.
he is. Oh yeah, big time. I know. I shouldn't be saying that stuff.
See,
He's not listening to this.
Yeah,
Oh, he's a fucking professor now. He doesn't care. I'm gonna go with RoboCop.
oh,
RoboCop. Why?
Oh. You know, the action in those movies, like Verhoeven does action well, but his action isn't like John Woo or Cameron or the Wachowski
Right.
style. You know, it's not memorable action. It's just action.
Mhm.
So what makes those movies stand apart is they're incredibly entertaining. I mean, it's not easy making an entertaining movie, especially an action movie. And those movies are so entertaining and easy to watch.
And iconic,
Yeah.
too.
And very iconic, very, very iconic. And RoboCop for me, I think the whole dichotomy of man and machine, and man becomes machine, and the machine tries to become man again, and that whole dynamic, and him just reclaiming his past and humanity. And there's no, when it's over, you're not just like, wait, is that real? Because, Total Recall, from what I understand, he has a lobotomy. And
you don't know by the end what
Right.
you don't know,
happened.
but Verhoeven has gone to say that when you see the bright light in the Mars horizon, that's him having a lobotomy. But you don't know that if you watch the movie. You have no idea what's going on. So RoboCop ends on a very definitive note, which I like, and you're not questioning it. And I love the commentary on society, more so than in Total Recall. So that's my reason.
I love that pick. I would have picked RoboCop, and you brought up a good point too. That ending of RoboCop, where he goes, "What's your name, son or kid?" He turns around, and he goes, "Murphy."
Yeah.
And it's just a fucking perfect ending. They ruin that in the next two because he automatically goes back to being a robot. But that first movie is it's a perfect movie. Total Recall is also great. But RoboCop,
They're both
you're
great.
right.
Yeah.
They're both
Yeah,
great.
they are. They're both very
RoboCop
good.
though is not easier to watch because it's fucking dark, but you comprehend by everything it wraps up in a nice bow. Where Total Recall is more almost like one of the more like original mindfuck kind of movies.
Yeah, big time.
It's ambiguous.
So, but yeah, both great movies.
Oof.
Rugs, the last matchup of the first round, and you're going to enjoy this one. We got Hard Boiled
Whoa.
versus Mission Impossible Fallout.
Oh,
Why do you keep doing this? You keep giving me the first
Fallout.
crack at like
It's
Hong
not just
Kong
you.
classics versus modern, like fucking
Modern classic
epics.
versus old classic.
God Damn it.
One could say this is Hard Boiled is Woo's magnum opus or whatever the hell you call it for Hong Kong films, and you could say this at Fallout is Tom Cruise's magnum opus for Mission Impossible films.
And they both utilize practical.
Lots of practical
stunts.
shit.
Both guys
practical.
doing their stunts for the most
It's just
part.
who had a bigger budget, really.
Yeah, bigger budget.
I
And just
feel like
A bigger story.
I love all the Mission Impossible movies. I love them all. Every time I see even a commercial for it, I'm like, I should watch that movie. Hard Boiled is a classic, and it's crazy and insane and in all the craziest ways. But how do you do this?
That's
You
tough.
don't. You just turn off your mic and go to bed.
All right, I'm just gonna do that now because I love Mission Impossible and I have so much respect for Hard Boiled because it goes places that not a lot of movies can go. Jesus Christ, because there's so many Mission Impossible movies and they're all really good, and this is kind of like it's hard to outdo. Like there's so many good movies and this one's the best out of all of them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm gonna probably be like it's the bigger accomplishment to rise to the top of great, like top-notch movies.
Mhm.
So it's the crowning achievement. So I'm gonna go with Mission Impossible.
Oh,
Ooh,
shit.
up 1-0. Bellotti. We always got to let you to talk when it's let you talk when it's a Hong Kong action movie. So
Hey,
What do you got?
thanks. I don't subscribe to the notion that Hard Boiled is his masterpiece. I
Okay.
think the Killer is, because that's really, yeah. I mean, I think Bullet in the Head is his best movie, even though it's just a sort of rip off of The Deer Hunter. But you know, all his movies are basically rip offs of famous movies. And A Better Tomorrow is actually one of my favorites. But for me, The Killer that's like his masterpiece. But Hard Boiled is really good. It's not taken away. And Fallout is also Macquarie's masterpiece, I think, so far. But again, it comes down to budget and scope.
Yeah.
You know, Hard Boiled is very much a Hong Kong movie, where Mission Impossible is an international movie. But I remember the thrills of Fallout by the end, where you can't even breathe. But I also remember the absolutely insane hospital shootout from Hard Boiled.
The long shot, that one take shot in the middle. is
That
fantastic.
shot
So
is
good.
amazing.
Yeah.
But, you know, Fallout had similar shots.
yeah, it's
But-
tough.
But Hard Boiled had that great scene where they shoot the cop and then they go into the elevator
Yeah.
and he's like, they're waiting to go to the next floor. But what I learned is that while they're in the elevator, the whole art department is changing the set.
Yep.
They're getting rid of all the bullet holes. They're changing the furniture. So when the doors open, it's literally the same floor, but just redressed.
Well, and they had
Wow.
to reset all the explosives and shit, you know.
and they do it
insane.
in real time.
Yeah.
Yeah. The making of that movie, if you listen to Charlie on Fat talk about that, he's just like, I should have died.
There's shit blowing up very near him in that movie. Yes.
Right. The scene where they're like shooting, you know, they're back to back in the hallway and shooting at each other.
Yeah.
And that guy, Mad Dog, who just won't die. Shit. I mean, I'm always going to lean towards the Hong Kong stuff, right? Because, you know, but this is a tough one. This is a real tough one. I'm going to go with Hard Boiled.
Oh,
Okay.
Which shouldn't surprise anybody.
No, but
But-
there was more debate that I thought would come out of you, which
Well,
means
like I said, it just basically comes down to scale, really.
Yeah.
Because one has a larger scale and bigger stakes than the other one. And, you know, the other one has like babies and they're fucking murdering
people everywhere.
people and like patients and doctors and that sign of respect between Chow and Mad Dog or Tony Leung during that scene. I mean, just so much going on. But again, there's only one Hard Boiled and like 7 Mission Impossibles. So
You both have made good points.
Yeah, yeah.
One has brought up that there's many Mission Impossibles, yet this one rises above, and the other has brought up there's
Right.
only one Hard Boiled.
You know,
Opposite points.
The thing with Fallout is that he had, what was that, the third Macquarie movie or the second
think it
Macquarie
was
that
movie?
was the
second.
second.
The second. So he had the other movie which I'm not a huge fan of Rogue Nation. I thought it was a little boring, and I know Rogue Boy gets mad at me for that, but tough shit. I looked at that as him saying, okay, I have another chance at this movie. Let me make it better. Where John Woo was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just going to just make this thing, and it's a one-off, and that's it. So
Hard-boiled.
Yeah, hard-boiled. My
Imran.
long-winded pick.
Oh,
No, it's all good. These I expect long-winded picks in this tournament.
It's a
These are no gimmies here. Imran, say fuck me 7 times before you make your pick, please.
Crap. Okay. Well, Bellotti's point about scale is absolutely true. You have the power of Tom Cruise on one hand, right? You have him crazy enough to do halo jumps and fucking learn how to fly helicopters like a fucking maniac, and it's polished, and there's so much money behind it. But on the other hand, I go back to this is the influence of John Woo, the kinetic energy, the squib work. I mean, sliding down banisters with 2 guns, like that's gotta mean something. That's gotta get points somewhere. That needs to be rewarded because it is some of the most badass shit. And he influenced so many things that we see to this day. McQuarrie does fantastic action, but you know what? I'm gonna give it to Hard Boiled.
Wow.
For the impact, the influence, and when I learned more about John Woo's Hong Kong movies, I was like, this guy created a genre. It's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hard-boiled, moving on in the last movie of the first round. There was no wrong picks
I was
there.
not expecting that.
So hard.
Wow. Well, fellas, we are on to the next round here.
Wait,
this will be...
Go
ahead.
I think maybe should we
Take a break here?
Let's take a quick break here.
Take a break. We'll grab a water and get back
Grab
to
water,
it.
reset. We will play some promos, finish out the tournament, and there's more listener right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Attention podcast listeners and YouTube watchers. I'm Logan, the host of Mostly Superheroes, a weekly pursuit for the world's best stories with an emphasis on live-action superhero stuff. Every week, join me, PC Mike, The Giggler, Scotty Scoop, and Carrie as we talk MCU, DCU, books, TV, movies, and more. MostlySuperheroes.com is where you want to be. Watch us on YouTube, listen where you get your podcast, and we'll see you Sunday on Patreon. Enjoy the rest of the show.
What's up? This is Brian, and I'm the host of Citizens of Pawnee, a Parks and Recreation podcast. That's right, a podcast dedicated to my favorite TV show, Parks and Rec. Every week I discuss my favorite things about the show, which include character breakdowns, episode rewatches, and other random facts and tidbits about the show. You can find me on Instagram at Citizens of Pawnee Podcast and listen wherever you get your podcast now. You will literally love it.
And
Listener, if you enjoyed the show, this is a great time to join our Patreon fan club. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Jock and Nerd. And you can give back for all the entertainment and get stuff like access to a bonus exclusive podcast feed where the shows come out early. There's bonus content. You get to join us on our monthly Discord hangouts. This month, September 2023, will be September 21st, 2023 is what I meant to say. There's a link. It's all on our Patreon page, link in the episode description. And you can pick any movie you want for us to watch and review, all that fun stuff on our Patreon. Sign up today.
I want to see everyone there this time.
Yes.
I want to have 1,000 people on the Patreon.
Let's blow up September's Discord hangout. It'll be great. Be lots of fun. All right, Anthony. There's no easy picks in this tournament. It's only going to get harder from here. Let's get back into it with the next round. Here is your cue.
at some point, Imran will post some sort of Patreon, or I don't know where he's going to post, but there was some audio before we got started here about some of these guys' love for action movies. And Bellotti had mentioned his love for Hong Kong cinema, which is a nice segue to this next matchup. In this one, we have Jackie Chan's Police Story versus James Cameron's T2 Judgment Day.
Oh,
jeez.
One movie that changes the sci-fi action genre. The other one that kind of kickstarts Jackie Chan's style in movies and what he could really do.
Jesus. It's a tough one.
This is hard.
What are you going to pick?
I mean, can we just say what John's going to do? We already know where he's going.
I don't know. We'll see.
He's just going to have to go through the motions, but it's going to be Police Story. Come on.
I got to fill out the time somehow.
I mean, look, Police Story just has the scene at the end where he slides down the pole, burns his hand, almost dies.
No, it's got the whole.
That doesn't have the scene.
No, that's in Showgirls.
Yeah.
No.
Those Basic Instinct. No. You got the whole intro with the shanty town.
The shanty
and then
town is fantastic.
the Tango and Cash ripoff where the guys fly out of the bus. And then
right.
Him hanging off the bus. And
him
then,
hanging off the bus.
With an umbrella.
But then you
him
got
answering the phone.
come on, Imran, don't distill Police Story down to one scene. Jesus
just him
Christ.
sliding down a pole. Yeah, that's not right.
both movies are so influential. Seriously.
Yeah.
They're both like both of them. They're just monumental, like towering monuments to action movies. And to pick one that's better, I feel like if I pick one over the other, it just doesn't mean anything because they're both good, like they're both as equally important. But if I have to pick one to watch over the other, if Police Story didn't have that fucking middle, I've certainly picked it. So I'm going to go with T2.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
going off the rails.
You don't like the comedy where he gets pie in the face and he's doing the phone?
I'm not into it.
No.
He doesn't, no, it's not my thing.
Bellotti pulls an upset.
Holy shit.
Here we go.
Rugs?
Jackie did it to himself.
What do you got? You got.
Listen, I love Jackie Chan. I love Police Story. And I think it does, like, as I said, it's been copied many times. It's practical, real effects. But also, T2 also has some practical shit in it as well, along with the pioneering of CG, which is the bane of all movies now. But at that time, it was artfully used to create something that we had never seen before. And it is very indicative of our time now, where artificial intelligence is about to fucking start blowing us away.
Yeah, that's a good
Tried
point.
to warn us.
That's a good point.
And
He did try to warn
it's
us.
a warning.
Yeah.
So
Prophetic move.
I'm going to go with James Cameron's fucking linchpin of a fucking movie, T2, and we can end this right here.
Shit.
T2
Cameron.
moving on to the semifinals.
Hasta la vista, Police Story.
Police Story is a very good film, but I do agree with this pick. One of my favorite things, just quick aside on T2, is the scene where they're getting chased by the trucker, by the big brig, and they're in the like pickup, like the fucked up pickup, and Arnold like jumps onto the hood of the big rig and just like machine guns to like point blank range to the
Right in his
T-1000
face.
and then turns the fucking wheel, and they're just playing that music. It's like dun 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 dun, and it's just like. It's just an epic scene where everything's playing out on screen. They have an awesome soundtrack, and it's just exhilarating. And I just wanted to point out I love that fucking scene. I don't know what else I have to say. There's plenty of great things to say, but that's one of my favorites.
One of my
time.
favorite scenes is when the elevator opens and he's got the Gatling gun.
Oh, yeah.
And you're just like, oh, here he goes. He's going to fucking mow down everything.
Yep.
And yeah, it's great.
It's a great fucking movie. But
is.
Police Story is also influential in its own right. So moving on, Imran, we'll start this off with you. One of the movies that you really enjoyed from the year 1999, The Matrix.
Oh, boy.
Versus Ain't Got Time to Bleed, Predator.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, no. Oh. Fuck. These are two very
Say
different
fuck me
movies.
3 more times
Fuck
and then
me,
make
fuck
your
me,
pick.
Fuck me. Beetlejuice will show up. Beetlejuice. Well, Predator was the winner of the 80s. It is a very straightforward action hunt movie. And what was the other one?
Matrix?
Matrix. Oh, fuck. Of course. The Matrix with its black leather
Jeez,
jackets.
you guys act like you're like 75 years old with
I can't
Alzheimer's.
fucking remember any of this shit anymore. I'm telling you, I'm getting old. Oh, The Matrix versus Predator.
Come on, Mitch McConnell.
Hold on, I'm frozen for the minute. That's actually pretty good. That's a good one.
Good.
Give me
Oh,
points. Say
man.
that.
Let me shut down.
This is totally put me
Someone
in
reboot Imran.
fear paralysis.
Instead of saying fuck, just can you like at least analyze the film instead of just saying fuck 7 times?
Trying to The Matrix again, very influential for the decade moving forward. Predator has a great high five and handshake moment with what's his name. So that's what I will
Carl
compare.
Weathers.
Carl Weathers.
Apollo.
Yes, jacked arms, giant arms. Great alien movie. Also, you know what? I'm going to give it to, because of the advancements and its influence. Advancements in CGI, seeing shit we've never seen. I'm giving it to The Matrix.
Matrix up 1-0. Let's just go through it. Let's just get this over with. Bellotti, we know what you're picking. Just say it.
Not The Matrix. That's my choice. Not The Matrix.
I know
Not The
how
Matrix,
you feel about The
AKA
Matrix.
Predator.
Yes.
Wow.
Rugs. You.
This is a tough one, but okay. Imran makes a good point. Matrix is bringing, as Bellotti has said many times, stuff from great manga and anime into the forefront, and like it's taken like some of the best influences of all these different things and combining them into this big milkshake. Predator is also doing that too. They're they're different movies, but they do similar things because it's taking the sci-fi genre and putting it into like these this action thing, and it's making like this action sci-fi movie, which is kind of like this thing that was happening in the 80s, but
also a hint of serial killer movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
a little bit of that as well.
Some horror, jump scares.
Yeah, there's horror in there. There's a lot in that movie. I'm going to go on this way. The Predator won the 80s tournament.
Yeah.
The Matrix lost the 90s tournament.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
To Terminator 2. So a number one is not going to lose out to a number 2. So I'm going to go with Predator.
Oh, shit.
Predator moving on to the semifinals.
Oh, shit.
I think that's
I
the
love
right
The
pick.
Matrix. I fucking love The Matrix, but it's Arnold.
I think that's the right pick. Right pick. On that horror element, Predator is like it's like as if Michael Myers was in the jungle, and instead of hunting down girls in Haddonfield, he's hunting down the most 80s machismo men in the jungle. I love that the twist.
I love both. I love both films. I think Matrix is a very important film.
100%.
Whenever you're talking about action movies, whenever you're talking about sci-fi, and so is The Predator.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of like it really is a toss-up. So you have to go with you have to make some kind of a decision.
Stick
There you
around.
Well, Ruggs, we'll start this off with you. We've got The Raid versus Aliens.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, fuck you! Oh, what the hell?
Confined Spaces movie.
Yeah, these are all like claustrophobic movies. The Raid has no boobs.
No, none.
And Aliens also doesn't really have that much.
Doesn't
have boobs either.
No.
Well, it does have women in it. As like the Marine chick, and it's got Ripley. It's got a person who isn't Latino pretending to be a Latino.
Oh yeah,
which I
Old
appreciate.
school. It's old school Hollywood.
That's
That's old school.
That is
Old
old school
school.
Hollywood acting.
when
right
you could
there.
do
It's
that.
called acting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ramirez, right? Is that the-
Ramirez or Rodriguez? Yeah,
Yeah.
Ramirez.
No, it's
I don't even know. I forget. Like
Vasquez.
Vasquez. There's an S at the end. But like yeah, that was kind of fun. I'm gonna go with man, Aliens and
The Raid.
The Raid. Fuck me. I'm gonna say The Raid
Ooh, The Raid up
Wow.
1-0.
because
Bellotti.
I'm first. Because I'm first.
You
Bellotti,
picked
who
The
you got?
Raid? Wow.
Yeah.
Rover Aliens. Aliens has not been getting a lot of love in our tournaments, I noticed.
Well, it's over here, so it's been
It's
gone its
around.
way.
It made it this far, right?
Yeah, it's
No, it
still
did.
around.
It
It's
did.
made it from the 80s to this. It's gotten love.
Aliens of The Raid. I mean,
Aliens or The Raid?
it's not really that hard for me.
Yeah, what are you picking?
I'm picking Goodfellas. No, I'm picking I'll pick The Raid.
Oh,
The Raid.
shit.
That shouldn't be surprising. Come on.
No, that's not surprising.
It's not surprising.
I think that's the right pick. I love Aliens,
yeah.
but I think that's the right pick.
I mean, a lot of these movies are like sci-fi and action,
Well,
but that
look.
Raid is straight up. This is action.
As I said, Aliens can stand toe to toe with any sci-fi movie.
Yes.
But when you're talking about like just top-notch martial arts films,
Yeah.
like this is the one, right?
This is the one. This is the one to end all the ones.
So yeah.
Well, just so you know, it's played out the way it should play out thus far because the 3 of the 4 semifinalists were the ones that won the tournaments in their respective
Okay,
decades.
Wow.
good. That's
cool.
So-
That's how it should be.
And they had all new matchups. So
Yeah, they still made it. Wow.
still made
That's
it.
cool.
Last matchup of the quarterfinals here. Imran, we're starting with you.
Oh boy.
Robocop
Okay.
versus Hard Boiled.
Oh. Robocop Verhoeven versus John Woo. I feel like John Woo does need some representation in this. He's given a lot to this genre. He's given blood, sweat, and tears. Paul Verhoeven is a demented fuck also. And
Yeah, two completely different directors,
Shit.
even though they're playing in the same genre.
Man, I think, and I was trying to, yeah. Let's see. Fuck. Again, I love RoboCop. Okay, I love RoboCop, but the badassery of double guns jumping in the air shooting, the birth of that with this movie, kind of the influence of that. RoboCop was influential also, I guess, in a lot of ways. Let's keep Hong Kong alive. I'm giving it to Hard Boiled.
Hard Boiled up 1-0. Bellotti, who you got?
Hard boiled.
Oh,
Hard-boiled.
shit. That's very quick.
Moving
Oh,
on.
shit.
to the
I would have said
semifinals.
RoboCop. That's what would have been my
shit.
pick. Yeah.
It's not a bad pick.
I probably would have picked RoboCop, but I like Hard Boiled too. So just for what it's worth, Hard Boiled was the number 1 ranked movie out of the 4 foreign films we had.
Wow.
When you look at Letterboxd, Hard
Yeah.
Boiled was the number 1 seed amongst
Holy
those
shit.
4.
Nice.
So that means we have 4 number 1 seeds in the
Oh,
finals.
no.
Oh, Jesus.
In the semifinals.
Sweet
And
Christmas.
it's worked out the way it has in a way that is perfect because on one side of the bracket are 2 American sci-fi action films, and on the other side are 2 foreign grounded action
Oh,
films.
God.
So, Bellotti, we're going to start this off with you,
Oof.
because you are a guest. T2 Judgment Day, the king of the 90s versus Predator, the king of the 80s.
God. Oh.
I had a feeling it was going to come down.
Arnold versus Arnold.
Arnold versus Arnold.
Oh.
Wow. You could say T2 is more iconic for sure. I think that it inspired.
I think that's a safe. That is a very reasonable
Yes,
statement.
it's very
But that doesn't mean
reasonable.
it's better, but go ahead.
No, exactly. I think it's the more influential movie, and it does have those great action scenes, like the one you pointed out before with the machine gunning to the face, but Predator is a better action movie. And Predator, what's great about Predator is that it starts off as this paramilitary group that basically gets whittled down to one last guy, and he's basically has to go mano-y-mano with this alien, right? He's just all he has is his wits and his know-how and the jungle. He fights him with the jungle. If you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
T2 is more technologically advanced, obviously. It's fucking robots. So I'm going to go with Predator.
Predator up
Yeah.
1-0.
Oh, no.
We got to go to Ruggs because he's got to speak on
Yes,
the old
please.
Arnold's face-off here. He loves
We
Arnold.
got Arnold versus Arnold. You need to do that.
Come on.
You got one of my favorite Arnold quotes is, "Come on, do it. Kill me, I'm here."
Isn't
You
Get
gotta
to
do
the
that.
Chopper from Predator also?
Yeah, get to
Yeah.
the choppers
Get to
from
the chopper.
Yeah, you got that one in there. And if it
don't know
bleeds,
why
we
you
can kill
cry.
it.
Yeah.
You know, we like that one.
Don't got time to
I can never do.
don't got time to bleed.
It's great. It's a great film. You got him screaming while holding the fire in his hand. I love that. It's a fucking great movie. Come on.
Predator's great.
T2 is just, it's not a fair fight.
It's not.
Like Terminator 1 versus Predator, then you got a fair fight. But you got, and because they're both the first movies, like they didn't know what they were investing in, you know, they did it with smaller scale. And then T2 literally is like, James Cameron is a juggernaut at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You could do whatever, you could tell people to go fuck themselves. He could fucking do whatever he wants. He could be a whole bastard on set. He could fucking do whatever. And I think that's what makes it a better movie. So I'm going to go with T2.
T2 ties it up 1-1. This is exactly where it needed to be. It's got to end in a tiebreaker. And Imran, we're going to have you swear and moan out loud for a couple minutes before you make your pick.
Yeah, it is. But it is interesting that Arnold gets to show more expression in Predator, right? As opposed to playing this cold.
He gets to be scared, yeah.
He's screaming and gets to be scared. His eyes are bugging out. And then, you know, playing the T-800 is kind of like...
He learns emotion.
He learns emotion. He gets a little reprogramming there. The world building of T2, though, the way he took the first movie and enhanced that whole world... And the first one looks really low budget compared to this one. Predator is
remember the opening with the robots and the shit. And
when it's in the future and he's crushing skulls and they're fucking these
still terrifying.
These giant Terminators are walking around with giant guns and like even the her dream of the world exploding,
explosion, and then turning into like ash.
Beautiful, like
turns
a fucking
into skull turn into the bones.
What about Sarah Connor doing pull-ups?
Oh, she's badass when she's stuck in that asylum there.
What about the dude licking her face?
Yeah,
that happens too. That's right.
And then Vasquez or whatever her name is in this movie as his mom,
as the foster mom.
Oh,
of
that's
John Connor.
right. Who gets she gets a spike through the face.
Yeah,
and then just the terrifying nature of Robert Patrick running after them. When he's driving the truck over the bridge and they're on the motorcycle, it's a fantastic stunt. Oh my God, my heart belongs with Terminator 2, people.
All right. Terminator 2 has moved on to the finals.
For me. Holy shit.
We were speaking about perfect endings and with Robocop. I also have to add that Terminator 2, him with the thumbs up going into the
It closed the loop.
lava.
It's perfect.
If they should have never made movies after that. I mean, that's if you don't feel something in your gut as he gives the thumbs up going into the fucking lava with the kid crying, you got nothing. There's nothing in you.
Taught a machine how to care.
Taught a machine how to love. Yeah, and it closes the loop and it's over.
It's over. They ended Judgment Day. Anyways, Bellotti, we're going to start with you again because this is an all foreign matchup, and I don't know what you do in all foreign matchups. You might, I don't know. Hopefully you're all right in this one because
now it's going to be actually a decision.
Yeah, this is going to be a decision for you. It's The Raid versus Hard Boiled.
Oh shit. Jesus! Shit. Wait, what happened to the killer? Who eliminated that one again?
Not you, the other two guys.
Yeah, of course, exactly.
Probably me.
Only one vote, maybe.
Yeah, I know. The Raid or Hard Boiled? Jesus Christ! Honestly, it depends if you like shooting or
gun
kicking.
Fu or kick, or gun fu or foo.
Yeah,
if you like cockroaches or omelets.
Yeah, because the Raid has some great gun stuff, but after the guns go away, it's just all hand to hand stuff.
Hand to hand combat, eco waste, phenomenal.
God, tough one. You know it's bad when I make it sound effects.
Yeah.
Both movies have great long takes of action. Right?
They
do. And again, you don't get The Raid without Hard Boiled and Police Story, and the list goes on and on and on.
You could say that. You could also make the argument, though, The Raid took something and just like elevated it.
Right. It took
with no money, too. I mean, probably made with less money than Hard Boiled.
I doubt that.
Let's see.
No, in the Chinese.
No, yen will translate to more money than whenever they did down there.
It's the yuan.
Hard boiled was 4.5 million in US.
Okay.
The
I
raid.
feel like the raid was $1 million.
It must be like 10 million.
The raid was 1.1 million.
Oh shit!
Wow.
20 years later.
Yeah.
Inflation, though.
Yeah. Inflation, which would mean hard boiled was like more money made with more. Yes, the raid is the cheaper movie.
Shit.
What do you got, though?
Man.
Do you like Gun Fu? Do you like Penchit Salad or whatever the hell he's doing in this?
You know what you're asking me to do here?
He's John Salati.
Pen Jock Bellotti.
Both movies got people doing dangerous shit, right?
Very dangerous
Which
shit.
one had a little more danger, though? I feel like
I don't know. That's a
Hard
good
boiled by
question.
far, but
You think so?
oh no, I know so.
If one of those squibs went off wrong, there goes your genitals.
That's true.
Like, that's it.
More explosions.
Yeah, you can blow your nuts off, your nipples
With the
off.
choreography, the fight choreography in the raid, anybody gets something wrong, they're getting cut, they're getting hurt, they're, that much fighting.
If I'm going off my first reactions,
Yeah, what is your gut say?
like when I first saw both, like that's what I'm trying to think. Like when I first saw both of those movies, I remember because I saw Hard Boiled after I saw The Killer, which blew me away, and A Better Tomorrow.
Mhm.
So by the time Hard Boiled came along, I'm like, okay, like the action is good, but not as stylized,
Mhm.
which is why I love the stylized action stuff because it's so unique. But The Raid, again, it was like watching a kung fu movie for the first time, like watching Five Fingers of Death, because I was like, oh, Jesus, I'm gonna go with The Raid.
The raid up
Yeah.
1-0.
Really?
Imran.
Wasn't easy. Not an easy pick.
Not easy. I could throw this in a tizzy. I'm thinking about the squib work on Hard Boiled, the explosions, bikes exploding in midair, all of that shit. You're watching it and you're like, they actually did this. There's no CGI. This is actual shit exploding. But
Say the same exact thing about the raid.
that's the thing. It's like these are the actual guys fighting, and the intensity of the fighting in the raid. Like I thought they were getting hurt. Like you think that they're actually fighting, and these dudes are getting hurt. They're not pulling back. You got a Mad Dog in that one, right? Doesn't every movie have a Mad Dog that comes on?
This one also has a mad dog.
You need one. You need one.
Everybody's got that. That's Ruya, the stunt guy. Oh, that Mad Dog fight scene, the 2-on-1. Oh, let's not forget that with the fluorescent tube to the neck. Guy's still not dead. Still going. Jesus.
Still going.
Can't kill fucking Mad Dog. Hand to hand versus the shooting. I enjoy me some ballet of gun fu. I really do. It was something that like we used to do in art school, in college, make our own. There's just something about jumping with two guns and sliding with two guns that always I will connect to. I love the raid. I'm going to give it to Hard Boiled. Keep it John Woo in there.
Hard boiled. Rug boy. Who you got?
Well, when we get to the end of this tournament, what will they say about us in the future? At the end of the day, folks, it's all about legacy. And without John Woo, without all of his crazy fucking antics, we would never have gotten Jean-Claude Van Damme on fire, kicking people and shooting them. And because this movie is what led ultimately to that, the legacy of John Woo, where he made Face Off, Nicolas Cage with gold guns, and John Travolta shooting each other through a mirror. Like all these things that are like the legacy of John Woo was kicked into gear, like as it's crescendo, throwing babies around in Flash. That would never have happened if it wasn't for John Woo.
Right.
Yeah. Who's throwing babies around in movies?
Yeah.
Nobody. Who's got the balls to do that? Nobody. So even though I could say honestly that the legacy of the raid is more like the John Wick films, I would say would be like carrying the torch as far as big budget films and cultural impact films, like maybe even Ong Bak and all that other stuff. They were kind of all doing things even before the raid that were kind of impressive. So I'm going to go with the John Woo.
Whoa.
You got to get it up for Woo.
Hard
New World
boiled.
Order. Let's go.
Beating the 21st Century Action Tournament winner, The Raid, 2-1.
Oh shit!
I would have picked The Raid just for what it's.
Oh, you would?
I don't have a vote.
Oh man!
I don't have a vote. We are down to the finals here, folks, and we have T2 Judgment Day, the winner of the 90s, versus Hard Boiled,
Oh, man.
a movie that never got a chance to face off against T2 Judgment Day in our 90s tournament because we excluded foreign movies. But now it gets its day. It's an all 90s matchup here, folks.
Oh
We got
wow!
an American film made by Cameron versus a Hong Kong action film made by John Woo. Who you got? We're going to start this off again, lastly, with Mr. John Bellotti Jr., T2 Judgment Day
I was
versus
hoping you
Hard
forget
Boiled.
about me for this one.
Made a year apart too, both of them. 91, 92 for Hard Boiled.
I'm not mad that
90s.
Hard Boiled
Very
made it, but
Mhm.
if the killer was going up against the Raid,
If the killer was here, we know what you would pick. So that's why
I
said
would have.
that.
I would have picked. I'm talking about the last one. So,
Yep.
but now I'm in a weird spot because I love both of these movies. So, shit, pure action movie. I mean, Hard Boiled is nonstop. It's fucking insane. But so is the Raid in its own unique way. But
Oh, it's Hard Boiled or T2. You said?
oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Let's see the. Oops, that was the last one. Yeah, I don't. God, that's a tough one.
It's a 90s matchup that never happened in our tournament, but it's happening now.
I know
Man.
they came out the same year.
Yeah,
I think
very
too.
close.
Well, very close.
Yeah, year
Yeah,
apart.
yeah.
Man,
And there was no cross inspiration in those movies at all whatsoever. Like they weren't watching these. I'm sure they saw.
Who
them.
was watching his own shit and going, what else can I do?
Pretty much. Like what?
And Cameron was watching his own shit
Yeah.
and going, what else can I do?
Both
pretty much,
guys who are influential in their own right.
I mean, if you're gonna put like name the top 5 action directors of all time, they're both in the conversation.
Yeah, of course.
This is apropos.
Ah,
So you know we didn't fuck up that bad.
no, Hard Boiled or T2. Damn. I often tout Hard Boiled as the greatest action movie of all time to people. I do say that, even though I like his other
Killer
movies
more.
more. But
Well, The Killer's more of a well-rounded film than Hard Boiled.
Yeah.
no, it is. The Hard Boiled's a little janky, but fun fact: the Hard Boiled apparently was the heat of Hong Kong. I don't know if you guys knew
Oh.
that.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, apparently Tony Leung was like the Pacino, and
Oh.
Chow Yun-fat was the De Niro, and getting them in a movie together was
huge.
like, yeah, it was
no
like a
kidding.
huge. I had no idea. I was like, oh wow, Tony Leung, he's cool. No idea. So
The only thing with Hard Boiled is like Chow Yun-fat's character. Does he really? He's the same guy at the end of the movie as he is at the beginning.
oh, there's
He's
no
just
growth
there.
Yeah,
I'm talking
there's,
about character development.
I guess it
Yeah,
does
there's
better
no
than an action
character
movie.
development.
I'm just saying.
right.
His
he's
name's
not like,
Tequila. He's not gonna
Yeah,
grow.
his name's Tequila. Compared to the Killer, where Chow Yun-fat actually.
like he doesn't wipe a tear away from Tony Leung's face and says, you know, I know why you cry, but it's something I can never do. I am going to go with Hard Boiled.
Ooh.
Oh, really?
Hard Boiled up 1-0.
It deserves it.
Imran.
Oh no, no. Well, so Terminator 2 was a movie before I got to art school that I bought the novel. I started buying the comic books. Like after watching that first movie, I was all about this movie. Hard Boiled, then I discover in college, but also blew me away at the time, and then got me into the John Woo of everything. Both of these guys, man, they're masters at their crafts and changed the way movies were made in a way. I gotta stick. Fuck me. I gotta stick with my boy Arnold. I'm giving it to T2.
T2 ties at 1-1, and we are down to the last pick. Rug Boy, who has seen both of these films probably around the time they came out. So this is a fair.
Well, I can
Judge.
tell you this. Yes, these two directors were doing their own shit. They were completely in two different sides of this argument. You got big blockbuster action, themes, like firing on all cylinders, trying to make this like end this loop of a movie that kind of like was left open in the
first
basically it's a perfect film.
Mm-hmm.
Hard Boiled isn't. It's a great action movie, but it's not a perfect film. The world went on without even knowing Hard Boiled exists in the Western world.
Yeah.
And we all, like, you know, there wasn't this big resurgence to be like, oh, we learned about it in retrospect. A lot of people, like I was there when it was contemporary. So at the same time that I saw Hard Boiled and I saw like Terminator in the same year or two, like T2 had a bigger impact as far as what a movie could be.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with T2.
Oh, shit.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator 2 is the king of the last 43 years and 45 years and 6 months. 42 years and 6 months of action movies.
Wow.
T2 has reigned supreme as the winner of the last action tourney. And I'll just throw in my 2 cents. That would probably have been my pick as well.
Right? I think it ended up where it should have. That is a crazy journey. But Cameron, dude.
James Cameron gets the nod over everyone.
He's got the beef.
Him and Schwarzenegger are standing tall over all the fallen directors and actors and actresses. They're on top of the heap as the winners of the Jock and Nerd last action turn.
Hell yeah, that was stressful. I'm glad it's over.
Did we change the world now? Is the world changed?
The world is now a better place. We have figured out, listener.
I think we've averted Judgment Day. If we'd given it to anything else, the robots definitely were taking over.
I was afraid of the robots. That's the AI.
I mean, it's still apropos.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
We're talking about this shit still to this day.
It's like which movie kind of holds up better if you watch it now, right? It almost they're both great.
I mean, there's no denying. And that T2's impact has just was so great. Hard Boiled also had impact, but to Bellotti pointed out, this is Hard Boiled was one of many John Woo films that had come out by that point.
Well, right. I'll tell you what's great about it. I love that we added those Hong Kong movies because it did give me a deeper appreciation to what was going on over there in the 80s and 90s. Like,
well, look, they have a love for action in a different way.
Yeah.
Yep.
They have a love for film in a different way. And you're not getting a well-rounded experience if you're just looking at big Hollywood blockbusters. You're just not. Like, because even though, notwithstanding James Cameron, like, James Cameron had, like, huge balls, and he was an asshole, and he could get things done the way he wanted it. But most studio films with that much money, the director's doing a lot of bending over. They're not getting their vision across. I mean, in these smaller Hong Kong films, they had a lot more freedom. They could be more artistic. They could take a lot more chances. And so you're not really getting a full picture of what action is without kind of dipping yourself into both pools.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that this tournament really highlighted that. And I think that's what's good about it. Maybe we could turn a lot of people onto some of these.
As an aside, the last movie I watched was Super Cop right before this tournament.
Yeah.
And the whole policeman infiltrating the crime organization's been done so to death since that movie.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
But like, I was like, oh, Police Story 3 is the Raid 2.
But I mean,
it's like, it's the Raid 2. It's literally like, okay, what do we do? Let's have him infiltrate.
Yeah, but more ham-fisted.
Right, but more ham-fisted, right? More zany.
But those stunts at the end, though, where he's hanging up the helicopter and they're on the moving train, that shit is pild. And like Tom Cruise is just doing Jackie Chan stunts.
Oh yeah. So I'll never pick Cruise over Jackie Chan like any day of the week, just for that alone.
Well, it was fun adding in the Hong Kong films. We got to see Jackie Chan's style, and we got to see Woo's style, and it was.
I mean, they're all so important. You can't call yourself a student of the genre without being versed in those things. I think that once you ascend to like putting all those into your mental collection and your knowledge, I think that you can really appreciate movies on a different level as far as action films and where the influences and where they came from. And all of a lot of credits due to the Hong Kong the Hong Kong films, like, I mean, bar none.
I was waiting for like a Jackie Chan to go up against the John Woo because you have both of these guys kind of making movies at the same time, and they're clearly doing different things, right? And that was just very interesting to me. Where Jackie Chan's given comedy and athleticism, and John Woo is like this serious, no jokes, fucking violent as shit.
So director wise, we have Miller.
Yeah.
You're talking about now?
Verhoeven. No, in this tourney.
Yeah.
In this tourney, it was
Cameron, Woo.
Yep.
Then a couple of other
Jackie Chan.
McTiernan.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan.
Yep. McQuarrie.
And then Gareth Evans.
Who's got the most? I think Woo's got the most.
Woo
films
had
in
the
this.
most. Gareth Evans and Verhoeven. You're
Chris
right.
McQuarrie. Yeah, Woo had the most in this, didn't he? Wow.
Yeah, well, once he hit on the action, like the heroic bloodshed movie, that was it. That's all he did. So,
shout out to Stanley Tong, Police Story 3.
that guy's all right.
All right. Wow, that was fun. Thank you, Anthony.
Yeah.
It's
Last one. We'll never do this again.
It's over. No more.
It's over.
Yeah, we'll be all retired by the next
There will
one.
never be a greater
And
action
the AI
movie.
starts making action
We'll do
movies.
a different genre next time.
Yes.
I mean, you got there's
comedy.
Gonna be, yeah. There's going to be more
Comedy would
John
be
Wicks,
fun.
though. There's going to be more Mission Impossibles. I don't know. Maybe something tops it. Maybe somebody changes it.
I mean, since we did the last the cutoff, I mean, there's been good action movies that have come out. Extraction 2, Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, Sisu. So just keeps going.
The genre is alive, and both Cameron and Woo still making movies. So that's also great. Okay, Bellotti, before we let you go, I got to find out what you've been up to, because the writers now have been on strike for 132 days. The actors on strike 59 days. This shit does not seem to be ending anytime soon. How have you been spending the time there? What do you got?
Well, I've been, arting, doing some doodling.
Farting?
He's been farting.
Oh, yeah. Today, oh my God, I was so fucking gassy yesterday. I don't know what I ate.
Less fartsy, more artsy.
It might have been that steel cut oatmeal in the morning. I don't know. I was just like ripping them though. Horrible. I've been doing some artwork, and I think it was around July, right? So writers went on strike in May. July, I had this thought in my head of doing more conventions for the year. So I got into New York Comic Con. I got Anime NYC, and then I got this anime show in Jersey. And the fun thing about Comic Con is they're bringing over the Ultraman characters from Japan.
Whoa.
And they're bringing over the guys like the Kaiju suits and the Ultraman suits. And they're going to have like this cool stage battle at Comic Con. First time in US soil they're doing it.
Wow.
But they're bringing some of the Ultraman actors to my booth throughout the show to do like photo ops with people. So I'm going to be like an Ultraman destination, like an official Ultraman destination.
Yeah, licensed.
So it's kind of fucking crazy, because last year I was hanging out with those guys, just like taking photos, and now they'll be at my booth. So I'll be there selling my Ultraman shirts. But for a few years now, I've been trying to do my own convention. I know my own kaiju show, because
Bellotti Con.
Bellotti Con 2023.
Well, not so much a Bellotti Con, but there was that show I was going to in Chicago where I would hang out with you guys and we'd have a fucking blast. And after COVID, that show changed its rules to be a little bit more draconian. So all the artists basically had no outlet to go and sell their Godzilla stuff at a Godzilla show. Granted, I do other shows and I do much better at other shows, but you guys were there. You saw the kind of community and the friendships that were made at that show.
Chief Fest was fun those years.
Right. So I can't remember how I got the idea in my head, but I remember wanting to do a show, but being sort of like apprehensive about it. And I remember thinking about it last year and talking to my friend who puts on shows, and fast forward to this year, and there's a place called Industry City in Brooklyn, and it's like a mixed use facility. It used to be like manufacturing, but now it's all like brewery. It's like like restaurants and bars, and there's like a big place called Japan Village in there, which is like a food hall. But they created an upstairs, which is like this big space that has like an anime store and like a tea house up there. And I've been like contacting them about just, I got these Ultraman shirts and I needed a place to sell these damn things. So I wrote to them many times saying, hey man, can I just set up a table on a Saturday when you guys are busy, just so I could see if I can sell shirts?
Yeah.
like just, like a proof of concept, right?
Yeah.
They never got back to me. But my friend Rob, a good friend of mine, Rob Trauma, who I'd met years ago, he works in that same building, and he makes bass guitars. Like he made bass guitars for Anthony Mackie and the group Mudvayne. So he said a friend of mine who I used to do theater with just got a theater inside Industry City. And so he got it this past May, and basically he wants to do different things besides theater. Like he did a Rocky Horror Picture Show and like 400 people showed up. He did like some licensed Ghostbusters screening, and I guess Sony had participation. So I said, okay, cool. Let me talk to this guy. I went in over the summer, and this was like July, I think, or early July. And I pitched him the idea. I said, I want to do this kaiju show, and it's basically going to be a convention with, artists and vendors and maybe a screening. And he got really excited about it, and he likes kaiju stuff, and his partner had a Gigan shirt on the day of our meeting. And we said, let's do this kaiju show. So literally in the middle of July, we sort of hit the ground running, and we decided to call it Kaiju Brooklyn.
Ooh.
And it's a very curated show. I didn't want like a bunch of Funko Pop people in there. And trust me, those people reached out to me for tables, and it's like, do you not understand what I'm doing here? But I locked in about 20 vendors. I locked in a screening of Shin Ultraman.
Oh, wow.
I locked in people from, a mutual friend of all of ours. He's coming from Ultraman Connection, which is the official Western website of Ultraman. He got approval from Super Riot Productions to come cover our show and do a special panel and possibly bring in special guests, which, that's still kind of up in the air. So that's really exciting stuff. And, whatever gets... I'm sorry?
Sounds like there's a lot going on. You got art, you got merch, you got toys.
Toy vendors, artists, screening, cosplay. So I know 3 cosplayers that are coming already, dressed as like Japanese, characters.
No massage tables, right?
No massage tables.
Yeah, throw a couple in there, no?
Maybe a massage booth in the back.
All right. Well, okay.
But no tables. But
I'll still go.
Yeah. But it's basically been me putting on this convention in a matter of like a month and a half.
That's
and
amazing.
I will never do a convention with this short of notice again. But
when is Kaiju Brooklyn?
Kaiju Brooklyn is going to be a one-day event, October 7th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. with the screening of Shin Ultraman at 7 p.m. outside under the stars in the courtyard.
Oh, it's outdoor. Ooh.
Whatever gets filmed of the screening will be featured on the official Ultraman YouTube channel.
Oh, wow.
After the fact, of course. So, yeah, we're really excited, and the Ultraman people are very excited about this because they sort of see us as maybe spawning some sort of like Ultraman show in the States as his character gets more and more popular here. So, I'm hoping to get involvement from the Godzilla people, maybe from Power Ranger people. We'll see. It's really exciting. It's really fun. It's been kind of easy for me because I'm sort of used to like organizing stuff.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I kind of know I've been doing shows since I was a kid, basically, and hardcore since 2015. So I kind of have been educating my partner on like how to put on a show and what they expect. And he's been educating me on how to put on an event. So it's been a really great partnership, and we're already talking about next year.
Yeah, I was going to say you're going to do this annually if it goes well.
Yeah, so we were talking about doing it maybe twice a year, but I think I don't want to oversaturate it because there's shows that happen every month, and it's just you don't make any money, and it's not fun. It's not special.
Right.
So we're talking about maybe doing. We'll see how ticket sales go, but we already sold enough tickets that we are going to have a line out the door for a while.
Tickets are on sale.
If everyone shows up at the same time, we're going to have a line out the fucking door, which is crazy.
That's great.
It's amazing.
That's very exciting. That's amazing. I can't believe you're putting together like a whole con. What would you say would set this apart? What's going to make it special?
Basically, our focus is on kaiju, which is a very underserviced area of the fandom, right? You have 9,000 comic shows a month. You have anime shows up the ass. But you only have one big major kaiju show, actually 2. You have G-Fest in Chicago, then you have Japan World Heroes, which I just did in Burbank, which is a huge amount of fun. Then you just had Kaiju Go, which was another pop-up, a one-day pop-up that just happened a few weeks ago in Texas, and I heard that was a big hit. And then there's Destroy All Monsters Go, well, DamnCon they're calling it, coming in in November, also in Texas. So it's kind of crazy that there's 3 pop-up Kaiju shows happening all around the same time.
Yeah.
Not the same time, but in the same part of the year.
Yeah.
But I think some of that has to do with the show in Chicago, which I won't name, because the guy who runs the show really alienated a lot of people, especially with getting his politics involved and sort of broadcasting that. And I think people just don't want to travel and support him anymore. I'm just hypothesizing.
Yeah.
And what I noticed is that whenever I did conventions in New York, like New York Comic Con or Anime NYC, I would be fucking outselling pro comic guys around me with my Godzilla art. And that's when I realized, like, you know, and Lenny, our good friend Lenny, would come in from California to do Anime NYC and New York Comic Con because it's big money shows. Our buddy Dope Hope, he also does these shows and does really well. So clearly there's a market here. Like, it's one of the biggest markets. So my idea was to just put all these people in a room together and see if it could work.
I love it.
So we have a meeting tomorrow with Anime NYC to talk about possible sponsorship. We got participation from the Tribeca Film Festival. They're going to promote us.
Wow.
Japan Society. Yeah, just, you know, I have so many connections. I know so many people. And, you know, apparently I'm the guy to bring them all together because that's what I've always done. Just bring people together, like good people. I don't bring assholes together. I bring good fucking quality people together because I don't want to be around any bullshit. I just want good people. I want people that are more talented than me, people that sell shit that I don't sell. Like, I want that around me, you know?
Yeah.
So we got Dope Pope is coming to the show,
nice.
Vampire Robots, Seismic Toys, Jeff Zorno of IDW Comics is coming.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah, he's good, man. We got Muteki Toys. We got Ultrazilla's coming. He's a popular YouTuber. So Steve Chang. So just off the top of my head. So I'm excited, man. I'm really excited. We're already talking about next year. We have a bigger space in mind, which is right upstairs. It's beautiful, floor-to-ceiling windows. You know, traditional convention spot, but I have to find more vendors and, you know, we'll see how ticket sales are going. So, sorry to be so long-winded, but
no, that's great.
You know,
I wanted you to promote this. So if you're in Brooklyn in October.
If you're in New York City.
If you're in New York City.
I noticed millions of you out there. You should show
just a
up
few.
there.
Tickets are, where can they find tickets and more information?
So they can get tickets. The easiest thing to do is to go to our Instagram page, which is at Kaiju Brooklyn, Kaiju Brooklyn. Link is in the bio. You could also go to his website, which is bk1.org, which is where tickets are being sold. And you could do a ticket for the show, which is only $20.
Oh,
okay, $20 for a show,
very
which
affordable.
is ridiculously cheap.
Yeah.
$25 for the show and the screening, or just $10 for the screening itself. So you got some options. You got 3 options, and kids under 10 are admitted free. You just got to RSVP for that. So we're really excited, man. We're you know, it's if you like kaiju, if you like Godzilla, if you like Power Rangers, if you like Ultraman, if you like Kamen Rider, if you like fucking Sailor Moon, I don't care. Just come, you know. If you like robots, Voltron, it's all going to be there. And yeah, man, I'm really
That's awesome.
excited.
That's
yeah,
so
really
awesome.
excited about it. And this has all happened because I have the time because of the writer's strike, and we'll see if this was all sort of meant to happen.
See? An opportunity arose.
Something good came out of the writer's strike.
Well, I definitely created this opportunity once I.
No, I think it makes
I
so much
realized-
sense. You've done enough shows that you know, like I could see you would know, like this is how I would do a show. I'm going to get all the best people.
But let me say this because I have I was invited on to 2 different podcasts at the end of the month to promote the show, and you know, people have asked me, like, you know, why do I do the Ultraman stuff? Why do I do this? And running a paint crew on like a multi-million-dollar TV show, and getting like 2 to 3 sets done a week with the amazing crew that I had, and making sure things got done in 7 days.
Yeah.
And coordinating with other departments and making sure things are running smoothly and making sure we have supplies and we're under budget. Like, that was great training for me to do something like this. So this is easy. This is fun. And it's like, I tell anybody, like, you go to work every day, you're working for these sometimes billion-dollar corporations. Like, Sony is a billion-dollar corporation, okay? And I'm working my ass off for them, you know? And it's like, well, why don't I just do the same amount of work for myself?
Yeah.
You know, that's all it really is. It's like, I've done it. what's so hard about just doing it for myself? So I hope, hopefully it inspires other people to do the same. So I just wanted to put that out there.
You could do your own convention. I hope it's super successful and you do it and it grows and you do it every year. That's fucking fantastic. I was very excited to see that you were putting this together.
Yeah, I'm excited too. So so far so good, man. Ticket sales have been pretty good, and we have a number we want to hit, and we're only about 67 tickets away from that. And after that, it'll, like I said, it's going to get really cramped in there with the tickets we sold already. So
right on. I'll have those links in the episode description for the listener. If they want to buy tickets, go out there, support Bellotti. So look, we're talking about Kaiju, talking about Godzilla. Let's end with this. Last week, we had the Godzilla -1 trailer from Toho. This week, another Godzilla trailer. It is for the Apple TV show Monarch Legacy of Monsters. Not only a trailer, it is coming out November 17th, very soon, on Apple TV+. Anthony, you've seen this? Did this do anything for you, Geek Boner, Floppy Jock?
The trailer?
Yeah, the Monarch Legacy of Monsters first trailer showing.
It looked all right. I think they're going in the past, but they're also using some footage maybe from that first Godzilla with Gareth.
You see some of that in there, yeah, and like John Goodman,
Evans,
Gareth Edwards. That one's
Edwards. Yes,
and then John Goodman from Kong Skull Island. Who isn't he? Like the creator of Monarch, the founder. Wasn't that him?
Sort of. Yeah,
he's like an early Monarch dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're seeing footage there, and it's kind of taking on that little bit more of the serious tone, which I like. Anytime Godzilla is getting treatment in the U.S. media, I'm going to like it. I'm going to be excited for it. So the only thing I'm curious about is how much money they have, because I feel like CGIing a lot of monsters in this is going to cost a lot. So I'm a little curious what the structure
Apple
of
likes
these
to
episodes.
piss money away.
Apple's got money.
Apple has
sure
money.
do.
Apple does have money. So yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. It's a good time to be a kaiju fan here in the U.S.
Rugs.
This is possibly the highest profile property that they have.
Yeah.
Because they don't have any licenses that are huge,
That's
right?
No, that's
they have
original.
They have Foundation, which is like a big sci-fi thing, but this is another big sci-fi thing. So let's see what happens. And Foundation, they support a lot of money into that. So
all the Apple shows but they look great. The production is top notch. Like they're trying to get HBO level shit. They don't fuck around.
Right.
So I was impressed. I was like, holy shit, look at this. Yeah, it's going to be, how many monsters we're going to see. It's going to be about the people and the drama.
Yeah, if they could somehow rectify all the stuff that Adam Wingard wiped his ass with, and Doherty wiped his ass with,
pull back some of that
because
shit.
what happened is Doherty got involved and he brought it down from being a serious thing to being a little bit more playful, a little bit more jokey, talking about kaiju sex and stuff in the courtroom. So, and now it's gotten to the point where they just have fucking King Kong and climbing up a thing that would take him 7 hours and 3 seconds, and Godzilla blowing a hole to the center of the earth and
finding
nonsense.
A big axe, and that was fun.
Yeah, all nonsense that's ridiculous. So if they could somehow this series could make everything better, I guess could maybe retcon or put into perspective things that that's happening, maybe it could elevate the whole entire Monsterverse. So hopefully they do that.
The Earth is hollow, by the way. It's been confirmed.
All right.
Bellotti, you get excited for this more than the -1? What are your thoughts?
Oh, no. The legendary stuff doesn't even exist in my brain, honestly.
No? Okay.
I don't like it. I think the character of Godzilla is great, but that's the only thing they sort of got right. I don't know. I think Rug Boy said it the best, but it almost feels like this is the Bumblebee of the Transformer franchise, where they're trying to undo and course correct, but I feel like it's too little too late, because we probably should have gotten this I don't know, in the first movie, maybe?
Right, the setup, yeah.
Or the second movie could have been tying in Skull Island and Monarch, and then do a Godfather 2 sort of, past and present thing. I don't know. So I kind of like what Rug Boy said about Doherty and Wingard just taking a big dump on what they established. But the tone is all over the place. So you're going to go back to the seriousness of 14 when we live in a world where there's a Mecha Godzilla. And from what I have seen of the new movie, it's going to get even more fucking cartoony and ridiculous. Yeah, it's gonna.
But that's what the Japanese movies did too.
Yeah,
they did, but they didn't. Too. But they didn't like try to go back. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, like
it wasn't a course correct.
Like there was like it's Godzilla started out serious, then it went crazy. Like, then by the time like the fourth or fifth movie came out, it went batshit crazy. By the time of the 70s, it was like they were just doing whatever.
They're doing whatever.
Yeah. And then they started out again with the serious 1984. And then it started getting a little loopy towards the end with, Space Godzilla and weird shit like that.
Right, but it always maintained a level of maturity, if you can say. You know what I mean? There was like, yes, there was Space Godzilla and then it was Destroyer. But they always sort of played it pretty straight. There was no like levity. There was, especially by Destroyer.
They rebooted, like kind of, they were doing this rebooting type thing where they're like, okay, we're going to start over again. But I think that, we all kind of see them like in the same fabric of Godzilla, right? So I think they could, I know it's in the same universe, but I think that they could expand, like they could do like what they do a lot of times with Godzilla. They go 1954 matters and all the other ones don't matter.
Which I hate. I can't stand
it. And 2014 matters and the other ones don't matter. I mean, it's not like it's an unheard of thing that's been happening in Godzilla universe, but like, I just would like to see what a serious handling of what Gareth Evans, whatever his name is. That director is so fucked because his name's so close to another director. You never know. No one ever knows who the fuck they're talking about. Gareth Edwards. But his new movie looks pretty cool, by the way.
Real quick, it's not on the. I'm going to take this a little side turn. I haven't watched any of it yet. But for those that have, quick thoughts on the Gamera anime Netflix.
It was good. It was middle episodes dragged a little, and the big kaiju they were sort of building up kind of underdelivered. I was a little surprised by that.
You finished it?
I finished it, yeah.
Oh, wow.
But for what it was and what it had to do, I think it did it really well, and I definitely outdid the fucking Godzilla anime for sure.
Yeah, I posted that on Twitter. Like, Godzilla had like 2 series, and all they did was bore the shit out of me and do nothing with Godzilla that was interesting.
Right, and this is literally the same writer-director that did that first Godzilla anime, which everyone hates, and so it's like,
he can't help but be boring, but at least he did deliver, like, monster fight every fucking show.
Yeah, it played out like an Ultraman show where like every episode is like, it had like an intro with the kids, and the kids aren't annoying. You don't hate them. They actually play them pretty straight.
You want to know something? By the end of it, I felt bad for the kids.
I did. Yeah. That one moment that they eventually negated with the after credit scene. Yeah. That definitely it hit a nerve. They did a good job.
There's a good tension there that happens.
There is, yeah, especially with the adults, and it's a little Evangelion with the kaiju and why they're there, and there's definitely stuff they left out,
they borrowed a little bit from Legendary, I think, too.
Well, someone said it best. They said it's the Showa Gamera movies, but seen through the lens of Shusuke Kaneko of the Heisei movies. And I said, wow, you know what? That's pretty good, because the monster battles are not goofy, and they pay so many great tributes to the original and the new movies.
You want to know? And they do everything piecemeal. They don't fucking have Gamera do all of his moves in the first fight. They like save some shit.
This. Yeah, he always pulls out like a new move. It's like, how's he going to get out of this one? It's
really? Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, I will say that I did like the finale of Ultraman Season 3 more than this finale. I felt it was a little anticlimactic.
Oh, well, yeah. Ultraman Season 3 had like all of the Ultraman in it, and they all go up against this gigantic kaiju, and then they have to fucking work together, and that's fun.
Yeah, and plus it also had 3 seasons to build up to that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of an unfair, but
we live in a great time. We have a fucking Ultraman show.
Yeah, there's so much crazy shit out there.
Gamera show. It's like a great time to be a fan.
So I finished watching Gamera on Friday, and then Ultraman Blazar, the new Japanese show, comes on at 8:30 on Fridays. So I was like, I finished that, and then I watched it. I'm like, what the fuck world am I living in? Like, I didn't have this when I was a kid, where like you're literally watching new kaiju stuff, like brand new. Like I'm not buying it at a shady store in Chinatown. You know,
Hey, Bellotti, one more question while we have you.
Yeah.
You are the Godzilla fan. What did you think of Godzilla minus one?
The
trailer.
I definitely feel more optimistic about it than Shin Godzilla. I just didn't like the way Shin Godzilla looked. He looked fucking stupid. I didn't like it, and I don't care if that movie was amazing. It didn't matter because he looked awful. But this Godzilla fucking looks badass. I'm very excited with the design and the fact that the director's like, I want to make Godzilla a terror again.
Yeah.
Very excited about that. But again, if it's just another one-off, I'm not really gonna like invest that much into it because they need to just do the solo movies with the kaiju and then cross them over like they did in the 60s.
Yeah.
If they don't do that, then it's like, well, what are we doing here?
Have you heard the rumors?
I heard some stuff.
Okay.
I know originally they put together this whole like Godzilla brain trust at Toho years ago. And they said, we want to do Marvel style movies, which is like, come on guys, check your history. You did the Marvel stuff before Marvel was Marvel.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's Toho.
Well, Ruggs is bringing up the rumor that Godzilla's going to fight another Godzilla?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That rumor won't die. It keeps coming back. Dangerville just brought it up again today, even though they've tried to debunk it a bunch of times.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything aside from what I already knew was that it was a prequel to 54. That's all I heard, and that's the only thing I've seen. I haven't.
Is it a prequel? I thought it was its own thing.
It looks like it's doing 54 again, almost. Like,
yeah, originally it was supposed to be a prequel to 54 or a period piece, which is what I heard originally. But I haven't heard anything else. Like they've been pretty tight-lipped about everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but I'm very excited about it. I feel like it's going to be good. The only thing I worry about is that Japan had no military at that time. So General MacArthur was an occupational force. So their military was the U.S. military. And I just kind of worry it's going to get a little nationalistic, kind of like Shin. And I only say this because the director made a movie about a kamikaze pilot called, it was called like Zero something. And it was a little controversial in Japan where the movie was about not being a kamikaze pilot, but it sort of ends with him glorifying. I don't know. I didn't see it, so I don't want to make a judgment call. But I know there was some talk, so that's my only fear. Like if they have some terrible gaijin actors that it's supposed to play MacArthur or Roosevelt or Truman or whatever, like I'm a little hesitant about that because they don't have a good spot record when they do gaijin. So that has me the most curious. Like, okay, how are they going to approach this? Where they have no military, no bullets, no guns, and this monster's destroying the city. Are they going to like wipe out the U.S. forces as like a joke, like in Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, or are they going to be respectful of the time period? You know what I mean?
For those of you that don't know, gaijin, it was white people, man.
Yes,
crackers, if you will.
I learned about what gaijin was in Fast and Furious 3 Tokyo Drift.
Oh, really?
That's right.
There you go.
Yeah, then -1 actually coming out in the U.S. in December in about 1,000 theaters.
I'm there. I'm there for it.
I want to go see that too.
That's really for a movie that did debut in the States.
Yeah,
like a month after. That's big. That's a testament to that character, man.
You know what? You know what that's due to?
What's that?
The legendary movies.
They got all that licensing money, that's for sure.
It's the only way that people here know about Godzilla is those legendary movies.
I mean, you got to admit, Bellotti, I know you don't like the legendary films, but they've kicked up Godzilla a notch here in the U.S.
I'm not.
Yeah, it's becoming a thing now.
I'm not. I don't doubt that, but you know, it's like with the new 52 comics. It's like, all right, they're making Superman, but it's not for me. It's for these other kids. Sure. For these new kids.
But both like Legendary and Toho going strong with this franchise.
Like, it's a case of reinvention. Godzilla was reinventing himself before anything was reinventing himself.
I think it's great because now it's making Japan up their game.
Yeah.
And they're seeing that, like, yeah, they made Shin Godzilla and it's good and critically acclaimed, but they know that, like, you could see that even they're taking some of the design cues from Legendary in the way a little bit here and there. So
right.
So, yeah, even the ride, it was very reminiscent of Legendary in a little bit. So, yeah, I like that these two different versions exist and that they're popular, and maybe this is the one. Maybe if this could be the movie that can win over American audiences too, then Japan's going to really be able to pull the reins on this.
Well, they have to realize that their biggest market is the West, and they keep making films for Japan when they really should be making global films. I mean, with their budgets are much smaller, but they're getting a licensing money coming in. I mean, I know how much money they're charging for that stuff. But I know, like Shin, they cut the budget while they were making the movie. Like they just like fucking slashed it. And I haven't heard that about this movie. So, and it looks like they didn't cut the budget. So
it looks pretty good. I mean, all things considered.
Yeah, I'm excited.
It's a good time to be a fan.
I'll say this. When by the time this movie comes out, going into next year, it's going to be a fucking fantastic year for Godzilla and Ultraman fans. Is all I'll say.
There you go.
Right on. All right, Bellotti, we're gonna end it here because Bellotti's gonna turn into a pumpkin very soon.
Yeah, I gotta go.
We need to get him out.
I got a piece.
Thanks for joining us. Give out final plugs. Where can they find your stuff?
They can find me. Just find me on Instagram. It's Robo7, ROBOSEVEN. That's the one I'm most active on. And link to my website is on there, robo7.com, ROBO7.com.
Excellent. Ruggs, where can the listener find you?
Really Rug Boy on Twitter or /X.
Exid.
Yeah, you can find me there. Who knows? Maybe I'll have a reappear somewhere else.
All right. I'll have all those links in the episode description, so you don't have to write them down right now, listener. Just go to our website, jockandnerd.com. Make sure you share the show. That's the most important thing you could do to help. Thank you for listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's the nerd.
We will peep you next time.
I really don't give a shit.
This is going great.
I like turtles.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. Jock and Nerd.
Nice. Hold on, I got to burp really loud.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Can you edit that out, or you want to keep it in?
No, I'll take that out.
Yeah, it sounds like a crocodile.